Councilwoman CdeBaca.
Thank you. I'm a resident that lives less than a mile away from Park Hill Golf Course and was also prohibited from participating in this process on this committee, both as a resident and a council person representing people affected by this project. This parcel is adjacent to the Swansea neighborhood that I represent. I have many family members throughout the Park Hill neighborhood, which is my dad's home community. Northeast Park Hill, like Swansea, is one of the last communities with a concentration of people of color left in it, many who are aging. The narrative being spun up tonight by developers in partnership with a corrupt administration in many ways mirrors the narrative that was sold to Black and brown people in the 5 Points part of my district when we were sold out in the name of bids, JIDs, and urban renewal that ultimately displaced and erased us from our historically Black communities. We've heard from a diverse group of speakers on both sides for this small area plan tonight, speakers of many races, ethnicities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. There are a few things I want to address that were said tonight. One, this is a community with Black and brown homeowners who are hanging by a thread due to skyrocketing property taxes. This and adjacent communities of Clayton and Swansea have populations where a majority of renters and homeowners make below the area's median income. Let me read the 2022 area median incomes for you so that you can understand what affordable actually means, because most people with good intentions do not realize what it means. So for example, my mother, who was a single mother of 3 children, for her to be making 100% of the area's median income, she would be making $117,000 a month or a year. For someone making, for that same family to be at 50% of the AMI, she would be making $58,600. I can tell you my mother was never making even 50% of the AMI. And there are many people in my community who are not even making 30% of the AMI. From year to year, we see about a 10% increase in the area median income because of the area densifying with higher income earners. And we encourage that. Every development we're getting in the city is guaranteeing to give us 90% of units that cater to higher income earners. This is city policy. This is our affordable housing policy. And this is in historically low income areas where over half of residents naturally make less than the area's median income. Every single year, the people we get into affordable housing will be priced out of that same affordable housing as it'll cater to a higher income earner because of the increasing AMI the following year. The housing crisis is not an issue of supply and demand. There are many factors that are contributing to outrageous pricing and vacant units that are still profitable to landlords, from corrupted electronic pricing mechanisms to tax loopholes and a statewide ban on rent stabilization. Park Hill residents are being preyed upon. We're being sold lies about what private development will do for the public, and we are being led to believe that giving up our rights under the conservation easement is for our own good. Again, we're being told the same exact thing we were told about what was supposed to happen on Walton Street that has not only not materialized, but has revealed that not all developers, even the ones that look like us, have our best interest in mind. We, the taxpayers, paid for the conservation easement, and we have yet to even see a real estate appraisal for the value of the land that we will be giving up essentially for free to private development. Yes, developers could give up a few parcels here and there in this promised vision, and they will do so because they know essentially they get to profit off of this land for free. The taxpayers on these parcels will foot the entire bill for this private developer as they will return, or as the developer will return, asking for a metro district, as you heard earlier. The metro district will allow them to build the necessary infrastructure at your expense if you live on that parcel, while reaping all of the benefits of the development as they sell it off piece by piece. Yes, we have been starved of economic and public development in our communities. For reasons, we will always be starved of those things without government intervention because we cannot afford those things. For example, I've heard grocery stores come up a lot tonight. Grocery stores are not in the area because of racist formulas that they rely on, that relies on our dilution and our displacement for higher income earners. Yes, that means that they only come into a community when it's profitable. A grocery store might come, just like Natural Grocers in Glowville or King Soopers on Chestnut came, but that only came with a new demographic that replaced the old demographic. They came because the new people had more money to spend, thus making it more profitable for them. If a grocery store could or would come just for us, then we wouldn't be adding anything but a grocery store. As mentioned by several public commenters tonight, we're being pitched a false choice. The conservation easement does not need to be removed in order to get us a park. The easement may be amended for uses consistent with other allowable uses for open space and recreation. Nobody wants a golf course. That is very clear. What is not clear is that a conservation easement is primarily intended to protect open space, and a golf course was only a secondary allowable use, not the primary intended purpose of state statute that governs conservation easements. And a reminder, Park Hill Golf Course is the only Denver conservation easement. Denver is not the authority on conservation easements. Their document is still governed by state statute. Like any other contract you execute in Denver, it cannot break or contradict Colorado law. The final thing I will point out is that blocks away, we just tripled I-70, which happens to sit in the most deficient tree canopy in Denver, the area of town with the hottest heat island effect, the most polluted zip code in America, and an area with current major traffic and pedestrian issues along the Colorado Boulevard corridor. Developing this land was never a part of our city visions or plans. Thus, a rezoning without this plan could never be justified as consistent with the plan, which is rezoning criteria. This was never a part of our city's plan for good reasons. And this modification to our citywide plans is incredibly problematic and irresponsible. We've seen how Westside operates with community. Sisters of Color United, a trusted community organization, is suing Westside as we speak for their deception. We have no reason to trust or believe they will do what they are saying they will do once they get what they want. In fact, you as the taxpayer not only paid for this sham process, you paid them $6 million in a settlement with the city that promised them this process. We've had a majority of public comments coming in from the opposition to this development. Over 155 pages of comments in the city's own survey data revealed that the majority of respondents prioritized open space, many even calling out that they were falsely not allowed to choose open space only. We've had over 111 emails come in against this small area plan as of yesterday. Even more came in today. This is an unacceptable use of public dollars. This is a deceptive process led by our administration in service of private developers' profit with an anonymous CBA, likely with privileged members of the community, and a pathetic development agreement for our taxpayer investment. I am personally sick and tired of watching my community be bamboozled because they do not have the time, the tools, the legal resources to understand the nuances of this level of a legal and real estate agreement. At every step of this process, my constituents have been denied a meaningful conversation about the legal instrument at the heart of this issue, the conservation easement. Even tonight, we have council members who are justifying their support as not lifting the easement even though the small area plan is the first required step in the process to lifting the easement. On July 15th, 2019, my first night as an elected official, Channel 9 asked me and all of my newly sworn in council members on this body if we would support the will of the people in maintaining this land as open space. We all said that we would honor the public's will in protecting this land from development. I plan to stick to what I originally committed to the people, and certainly hope my colleagues who made that promise stick to it as well. I will not be supporting this small area plan tonight.
Thank you.